The second map is live, so let's just jump right into it. Daedalus Point in a PvP. And starting to the bottom right of the map, we see for Alien Invasion, Patience. 0-1 in the series right now. Let's see what he can do here in the second game, especially since we have a map that we don't see all that often. I think it's the second time we are casting a game on that map in the entire duration of the ASUS ROG 2014 now.
Yeah.
Starting to the top left, this is for my insanity Stardust.
Funny pylon location. I wonder if that's for a forge. I guess not. I don't think you can cannon on this rush, on this map.
Well, you need to ask ASUS. He probably knows.
Or Galsy or something. All right, let's see. Let's see what's happening. Oh, okay. A 10 gate from Patience. A horrible build.
All right, why is it a horrible build?
If the opponent scouts it, there's no problem at all to hold it off. It's a build that punishes people who don't scout and skip their first zealot. If you make a first zealot or you scout, I feel like it's very easy to hold off. But let's see. Patience is no slouch. He has a lot of early gateway builds. It's actually one of the main builds that made him beat so many Terrans at DreamHack Winter, which I keep referring to because I analyzed the S out of his builds and his DreamHack run. That's why I know.
What is the best situation for Patience right now? What would be the ideal thing for him to happen here?
Stardust not scouting at all, and then skipping a zealot and staying on one gateway. That would be the absolute best.
I mean, so far,
Patience.
the first of the conditions is already met. Stardust didn't send out a probe just yet.
Well, the usual scout timing nowadays in the metagame, it's changing a lot all the time, but nowadays it's at 3 minutes. So a few seconds after the Cybercore, which is exactly now. Is he just going to check for proxies? There's no real point in it. If there were proxies, they would have already announced themselves for the most part. But he's doing it anyway, just to pretend to do the due diligence. So he's going to get in there and he's going to see it. He's also making a zealot. It can be a cancel zealot, but I think he's going to let it finish. So 2 of the conditions are already not being met. If Patience still makes it work, I might revise my initial opinion. But I think it's not a very dangerous build. I think Stardust will have no problem holding it off.
I mean, at this point, you already saw a zealot walking across the map, and of course, with the probe, he's going to find out exactly what's going to happen in the Alien Invasion player's main base here. And as you already pointed out, we do see that zealot for Stardust, so he's not skipping on that. The mothership core is also nearly completed, and here comes Patient with those additional gateways that he of course needs. His own Stalker is trying to shut down that probe as fast as he can, and we have a bit of a zealot battle now going on at the main base of Stardust, but he shouldn't be able... Yeah, Patient shouldn't be able to do any damage here with the mothership core there, with even the probe helping out for just a second.
Yeah, exactly. And so Stardust is pushing that zealot away. Gotta be careful that the pylon doesn't get in too close though. I guess on this map it's pretty easy to get a pylon close by because the natural surface area is so big. And what Stardust has to be careful of is that he doesn't commit his mothership core to be forced to use his time warp too soon. I feel like this wasn't a wise move out there with the zealot and the mothership core. Now he lost his zealot, an integral part of his defense. And he's making 3 extra gateways, in fact. But of course, his warp gate is going to be way slower than Patience warp gate, which is already finished.
Yeah, and Patience, of course, he cut a lot of probes here. He's at 16 to 21, so the economy is better for Stardust, but it's the production that really matters at this point. We already have the warp gate technology done for Patience, and he has the Stalker numbers now. 5 against 2, moving into the main base. Mothership core building up that energy that he needs, and so far we have a couple of probes being sniped by Patience. Even getting 1 Stalker, might get a second one. Takes it down, and that leaves him with 4 Stalkers, losing 1 on the retreat, but also baiting out, of course, that Photon Overcharge.
Let me try to explain what happened there. Stardust already had energy to Photon Overcharge before the Stalkers got in range of the Nexus. The reason he delayed is because he wants to have as much time as possible to do, ideally, 2 warp-ins from all his 4 gateways. If he used it right away, he would have only maybe 1 warp-in from that. And that means he would still lose because he will still have not enough numbers. However, I think he waited a little bit too long. He lost 2 probes and both of the Stalkers, and that was a bit of a big problem for him. Patience's numbers keep growing now, the Stalkers, and Stardust will try to get 1 more warp in, but it will not be 4 Stalkers. He doesn't have the money for it. So with the zealots that Patience is making, I think he will just run over Stardust here.
I mean, at this point, the probes are already being pulled. He's really trying to make that work somehow. Patience is starting to take down Harvesters and, of course, focusing his opponent's Stalkers. The Stalker numbers are still very, very even, but it's the Zealots that really come into play here, for Patience especially. And Patience also has the better Stalker numbers. Warping in another one as we speak. Stardust already down to 70 supply. 15 right now, and Patience is going to take one kill after another. He's currently looking at 24 supply. Has the much better Harvester numbers. It's 16 versus 5 probes. Even if Stardust holds here, the economy is so much better for his opponent.
Yeah, there is 5 probes left for Stardust. It doesn't matter which way the game goes anymore. All that's left is micro training here for Stardust, and he knows it too. And he says, I'll do my micro training another day, GG.
And Patience takes game number 2 and equalizes the score.